welcome to another edition of Real Estate Investor Talk, and I'm sitting here with Izak Petersen. Izak is the CEO of Dipula Income Fund. They are a listed REIT with a property portfolio all around South Africa. So Izak, thank you very much for the opportunity. First of all, tell us, where did your journey in property start?
Right. I'm an accountant by profession.
Right.
So I trained with one of the big four firms.
Right.
At the time, many years ago.
Okay.
And I think I had sort of some exposure to property through my auditing.
Mm-hmm.
But where it really started is in my banking days, when I started doing banking transactions, and I used to fund property transactions.
Right.
In 2004, we started a company called Mergence Africa Holdings. And Mergence Africa Holdings was primarily, or is primarily involved in broader financial services or investing.
Yeah.
Broadly.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that probably about 70% of our business was client business. And at some point, around 2005, we decided to do something on balance sheet. So we started to fund called the Mergence Africa Property Investment Fund.
Mm-hmm.
And that fund from about 2005 to 2006 grew to around 700 million. Became unstuck in 2008 when the financial crisis hit the world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
2010 came, and I think everybody was happy because there was a World Cup unfolding.
Mm-hmm.
It was around about that time that we started thinking, gee, where's this thing going? And basically the idea of listing a fund to the JSE was born. And what it really meant was that we could bring in more investors into our fund, de-gear or de-leverage the fund. And we approached the guys at Dipula, and we put our fund in the pot, they put their fund in the pot, and we adopted the name Dipula. And we listed Dipula in 2011, August, on the JSE, with a portfolio of roughly 1.4 billion. And now our portfolio is sitting at roughly 8.5 billion, getting closer to the 9 billion rand mark. So our approach has been both rural and urban real estate. When we first entered the market, I think we were fairly aggressively pursuing assets in underinvested areas, but it wasn't exclusively that. We also invest in convenience centers in urban areas. Right. And that stuff is working very well for us now at the moment. I mean, our latest purchase in that area is Chili Lane in Sunnyhill.
Okay.
Wonderful center. Attraction to that sort of center to us would be fairly obvious. Sunnyhill, densifying, growing, very exciting. We've got retailers knocking on our doors wanting to get in all the time. So we like that sort of stock. We're not really super regional people. I think that's a very different asset class, but we don't touch that. Right. So retail throughout South Africa, without discrimination in all provinces. And then our approach to the other classes, here I'm talking about industrial and office. So typically in office and industrial, we would focus on the urban areas.
Right. Tell us some of the nodes that you're in within those cities.
So we typically would be in northern suburbs of Johannesburg. And we don't have anything in KZN at the moment. So our office portfolio is mainly focused in Johannesburg.
Okay. What's your approach to industrials? How are you rolling that out?
So I mean, we obviously follow the trends in terms of who's doing where, and we secure strategic land parcels, and we service those people. Right. So the key thing about industrial property is you need to be in the right interiors, and you need to build the right type of warehousing for the purpose it's been used for, and it needs to be as flexible as possible.
Right. So tell us a little bit about your growth, because it's been quite rapid from when you first listed in 2011.
We started with fairly small little assets, high street, and I think when you grow to a certain size, it starts stretching you. So strategically, what we do is we sell the smaller assets and we get ourselves into bigger assets so that we can utilize our teams more efficiently.
Right.
And so most of our growth has been acquisitive growth in terms of buying assets and not necessarily buying other companies. I think we're at a stage now that we might make the transition to consolidating, in other words, buying competitors in order to grow even more rapidly, because I think the key thing for all of our investors is that our stock become more liquid. And the moment our stock becomes more liquid, I think there will be a repricing in our stock, which will then open up other opportunities for us. So I think going forward, we're probably talking here about being some sort of consolidator in the market. And I expect reasonably rapid growth in the next 24 months in our fund.
Right.
Even more rapid than where we come from.
Okay. So your other role is you're also the chairman of the South African REITs Association, and obviously you converted to a REIT. When did the Dipula Income Fund convert to a REIT?
I think the REIT legislation has been in place now for about 4 years.
4 years, so 4 years. So tell us a little bit about that transformation from moving from just a listed stock to REIT. Has that been successful?
I think the creation of REITs in SA has been phenomenal. It's been great for the sector for a few reasons. I mean, one of them is that this is a globally recognized structure. So when you mention REIT in London or in New York, people know what you're talking about.
Right.
I think when you're an investor investing in the REIT space, you are assured that regulation is good, tax is pretty much well defined in terms of how we deal with that situation. And I think the behavior of REITs to a large degree is then also regulated by the restrictions that's put on them in terms of what things they can and cannot do. And it's a distinct asset class. So if you're an asset manager, it's not just equity buying, you're actually buying a REIT, so it's a conduit. So you're receiving rental income for all intents and purposes, although you're receiving the dividend.
Sure, yeah. Okay, so if we look at just recently, I think we look at the last, since the advent of the listed property sector has done exceptionally well in South Africa in particular. There has been a little bit, it's slowed down a bit this year. And how do you see it panning out? How do you see 5 years' time? Do you think it's going to...
We are, or I'm personally concerned about the fact that we're not employing enough people in South Africa at the moment.
Sure.
I'm quite concerned about the fact that we've got slow economic growth in SA at the moment. And obviously things like where the rand goes and so on is of great concern for us.
Right.
Because we're a very interest rate sensitive sector. So obviously higher interest rate, the more depressed the pricing is in our stocks.
Sure.
So the past 12 months have been fairly horrible for our sector. I mean, we're down more than 20% on a year-to-date basis. However, I think having said all of that, I believe that you've got exceptionally competent management teams running our REITs. And I do think that given that and given the exceptional quality of tenant that resides within the REIT, you're probably going to see that stabilize going forward, because 20 is a little bit overdone.
Yeah.
And I'm fairly confident that the sector will continue to report positive growth numbers, and will continue to be an inflation-beating investment for investors out there.
Right.
So will we shoot the lights out as we've been doing for the past 15 years or so? Maybe not for the next 2 years, but I think you'll have a reasonable amount of stability in the sector. Right. And it gives us all a chance to clean up our portfolios, to get a bit smarter in what we're doing, clean our businesses out. And the moment things stabilize, which I'm fairly positive they will, I mean, if you just look at today alone, we've got all the big guys in the country at the moment. And there's positive speak there.
Yeah.
We've got a great man now leading this country. I think going forward, things can only stabilize and we will rebuild again and we'll deliver great results for investors in the sector.
Great. So does that not maybe make you look abroad? Because a lot of the other REITs have done that, and some quite successfully, some not so successfully. Has that not been on Dipula's sort of on your radar screen?
Definitely not on our radar.
Right.
I think we see opportunity in that. I think you can easily get distracted, you've got to be in the market for at least 10 years to know if you've made money. So personally, as a leader of my firm, I know South Africa, and I know it very well. I've been to many of these markets, and I know that there's no way I'm going to beat those guys in their own game, in their own markets.
Right.
So we pretty much focused on SA, and that's what we'll continue to do.
Right. So you have to be upbeat then about the way forward. I mean, economically, we're hoping that things will kick in after the election next year.
Well, global growth is sitting about 3.5%, as we revised our now. South Africa is nowhere close to that. And I think with a little bit of tweaking, stability, bit of confidence, people just believing again. You've got very healthy corporate balance sheets. If you Aristotles that can't be put in that box, but generally speaking, corporate SA has solid balance sheets. It's not that easy to externalize your business. So the moment the market stabilizes, just from a confidence point of view, and I think if we get through the 2019 elections successfully, which is not far off, you will see the turnaround in the country. Right. Absolutely.
Just a little bit on the personal side, Izak. What drives you? Because you've got quite a task ahead of you, and what is it that makes you excited and gets you up in the morning?
I think I'm one of those guys that voted in the first election. So I've seen that side of SA, but I've also seen the excitement of that change when it came.
Yeah.
And I was there when we won the World Cup. Nations Cup not too long after that, our soccer teams hosted the 2010 World Cup. I just know the feeling of winning, and I'm always sort of driven by having to experience that feeling again and having to motivate my teams and that sort of thing. So I truly am now working for the next high, and I believe it's around the corner.
Right. Well, I think on that note, Izak, thank you very much for the opportunity. I wish you all well going forward. And so far, I think wonderful growth, and it's so good to see somebody that's really confident in South Africa and the future, which is wonderful. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you, Izak.